Florida homeowners, it's not a question of if, but when the next hurricane will come. No matter what Florida weather has in store, StormSmart has products that protect every opening of your home while improving the look, feel, and function. From durable aluminum shutters, high-impact windows and doors, to our innovative storm catcher screens, products that enhance the beauty of your home and keep your family safe. Because smart is complete hurricane protection, and smart is peace of mind. Call StormSmart today for your free in-home consultation.
When your power goes out, remember just how inconvenient your life can be. No lights, no refrigeration, no heating or cooling, no electronics. But with the Generac Home Standby Generator, you'll have power when you need it. Our Generac generators automatically provide backup power after sensing a power outage, so your life goes on uninterrupted. Get a free 10-year warranty with the purchase of any air-cooled generator. Call Generac Generators today. Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Streaming from the Tampa Bay 28 Weather Center in Studio A, this is Dennis Phillips Live. Brought to you by StormSmart. Protect every opening of your home. And Generac Generators. Life is primitive without power.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome to Dennis Phillips Live. It's meteorologist Allie Blake filling in for Dennis as he is away, and I'm sure you guys knew yesterday he was a little under the weather, but that's just Dennis. Before he ever goes on vacation, he seems to get a little sick, but we're hoping the best for him, his health on his trip. And you guys get to hang out with me. They let me come back again. Surprise, surprise. I couldn't find the ban button though, so I'm wondering if they just decided that I could not have that privilege anymore, which is kind of unfortunate, but that's okay. I'll either find it or we don't need to, you know, we can just leave that for something else. Maybe we need like a Blake button, an Allie Blake button. I don't necessarily know what noise it would make. I feel like it would have to make a weird animal noise because I just feel like that would be more of my personality. But I'm so happy that you guys are all here to join me. We're gonna talk all kinds of stuff, including weather. You know, it is going to get very cold next week. I know Dennis has been talking about it. We'll briefly touch tropics. We'll go question of the day. I get to hear from all of you guys. And yeah, also we can give a couple shout outs. I'm gonna look and see what you guys are all saying in the comments. Hello, Randy from Brooksville. Hello, Heather. I'm a little excited for the cold, just a little though. The band button's in the back room. Yeah, Ryan, I think that's probably where it is. I looked in the filing cabinet. Sean, how did you even know it's back there? Hi, David from Indiana. Hello. Hello, Carol from Bel Air Bluffs. Hi, Sean. Woo! That's a lot of woos. I like it though. But we are going to go ahead and get started. Feel free to, if you have any questions or things you want to say, put them in the comments here. I love to hear from all of you guys. And I can make some new friends here, and you can look over my shoulder here if I move. Boop. If you guys want to follow me after this or say something nice, if you want to say something mean, you can just send it to somebody else. But no, this is me. If you want to connect, we could be friends after this. First, though, we're going to start off with question of the day. That's what I like to go through. And I'm going to pop this in there for you guys real quick so we can go full screen. All right, so question of the day has to do with the cold that we'll see next week. And I want to know, what temperature does it have to be outside for you to turn your heat on in the house? I will say I will always try my best to not turn the heat on until I absolutely have to. I do live in an apartment though, so I feel like, you know, they say heat rises. I live on the top floor, so I try to say that I'm using other people's heat as a science process, and that's why my apartment doesn't need to be as hot, but I do have a lot of big windows that I feel like aren't the best at insulating. Probably, I will say, after this cold snap, I'd have to turn it on. I don't know if you guys have already turned your heat on yet, at least for the past couple of times. I mean, this weekend's gonna be warm. But yeah, and what temperature turns your heat on? Have you turned on your heat yet? Randy says 45 or below. Yeah, I get that. And Dora, you never use it. That's okay. I also try not to turn it on. Hello, Howard in Key West. I don't think you really need the heat on in Key West. A lot of people say you never turn it on. I also will try my best. I always put on more layers. But if it starts to be, one time my thermostat, when I lived in Kentucky, turned to 50. That's when I knew that one, my thermostat was broken and the heat was broken in my apartment, and two, it was time to turn on the heat. So that at least is it for me, and that's exactly what we'll do. Throughout the show, continue to put your comments here in the chat. We'll go through them throughout the night. It's been pretty nice outside though. Did you guys enjoy the weather today? I mean, it was a little cloudy. We did not see any rain here in Tampa. But I know south of Tampa, we kept seeing on radar a couple of sprinkles, but not really a whole lot, not entirely. But, you know, it was kind of nice. It made it feel a little bit more like we were getting to the holiday season where the temperatures go down a bit. But yeah, really not looking as bad out there. I am going to start to move into my first break because I can tell that I need some water and my throat's starting to telling me that I need to do it. So we are going to go straight to break, and when we get back, we're going to go over the weather. All right, guys, thank you for staying on Facebook. I'm going to drink some water real quick because I feel like I need it. Raining here in Sarasota. Good to know. Thank you. Yeah, if I said that correctly, I hope I do. Heat's going on Monday, Ryan. Same. When do I decorate for Christmas, Ryan? I will say I like to decorate as early as I can. It just puts me in a good mood. Maybe this weekend. I haven't yet just because I just have been lazy, but I shouldn't be lazy. This is my first November in 4 years where I haven't moved, so it's just so nice to not have to get all my stuff out of boxes because it's already where it is. All right, quick little water break. Yeah, I'm sure you need some rain in Brooksville. I do think there'll be some clouds tomorrow in Tampa, but not as bad. Let's see how much time we got in the break. Still about 20 seconds, then we'll go back. Frisco, Texas. Hello, how are you doing? That's a far trek. I've been to Dallas once, a long time ago. It was really nice. You need a thermometer for your yard, I get that. Been a minute. Yes, Kevin, it has been a minute. How are you guys all doing? It's good to be back here on DPL. I love talking to you guys. All right, and we are back from break, which means we are going to see me and the screen. Hello, guys. We're back again. Thank you for getting us through that first break. I definitely needed that water. And I'm sure at home you guys are ready to... Oh my gosh, look. That was awesome. Did you guys see that? I'm sure if you guys at home, if you're not watching the game, just to see those fireworks, I wish I recorded that. I'm sure there's probably a way for me to record that again, but wow, the Bulls game kicking off. I'm sure kickoff just happened at Raymond James Stadium. Our Bulls are taking on UTSA, the Roadrunners of San Antonio. They're 4-4, and here we are sitting at 6-2, if I'm correct. But we could make a run in the playoffs. At least I hope we can make it to the college football playoffs. That would be so great for our Bulls. We need our Florida teams to do well because, well, they don't always do the best. But that was so cool to see those fireworks. Okay, I'll start mumbling and rambling. We're going to talk weather, and I'll show you it. Let me go full screen so you guys can see exactly what we're talking about. Let me go. Let's see what we can do. Excuse me. We're going to go full screen on the graphics here. Taking a look right now at Raymond James Stadium. Like I said, the game is kicking off right now. You can see that flag blowing lightly out in the wind. And things are looking pretty nice out there. We haven't really seen a whole lot going on, but I also want to show you guys Tampa just because, well, I like a Rivergate Tower camera. You can see the bridge is starting to turn green. You know, maybe getting ready for the Christmas spirit. We'll eventually start to see temperatures on the rise. We're sitting at about 74 degrees. Here in Tampa, calm winds. What are you guys seeing in your backyard? Yeah, gold bowls from everyone, from Kevin to Ryan to Debbie. Oh, USF just picked it off for a touchdown, Arlene. That's what happened? The game just started. That's so exciting. Yay. Even if you aren't a Bulls fan, we can still cheer for our hometown team. I'm still going to cheer for them. And that's why I got my green on today. But, you know, this weekend, I'll be wearing my red for NC State, as we do as always. Okay, temperatures across the board. I'm also going to bring me back into it. A little all over the place, but that's okay. Sometimes it is what it is. I feel like with this time change, I've just been a little all over the place. I don't know if you guys are at home, but at least that's how I'm feeling. All right, we're going to talk temperatures. Right now, sitting mostly in the 70s across Tampa Bay. If you're just sitting at home, you're probably not planning on going outside unless you have to go walk a dog, maybe go put out a trash can. Well, temperatures are in the upper 60s and low 70s. I'm going to tell you, this is what you're going to wake up to tomorrow, so it's really not as bad. It's pretty comfortable out there. You can see out on radar where we still have a few showers showing up, mainly along the east coast of Florida, right along 95. And you can see right along Sarasota County, Manatee County, as well along 75. That's where we're getting the sprinkles. And I was told that we did get some showers right along in Sarasota earlier from someone here in the chat. Hello from Melbourne, Florida. Hi, Justin. Hope you're doing well. You can see as we zoom out to the bigger picture, the rain that we're seeing is from some tropical moisture. And I'm not talking a tropical system, just sometimes you get some moisture from the Gulf. Our Gulf waters are getting pretty cold. And cold, I mean, well, in the 70s. We need 80 degrees or better for tropical development. And I think that ship has sailed for the rest of the year, which is exactly what we want to see. We had such a busy 2024. A quiet 25 is exactly what we need. Now, take a look at Futurecast radar. Tonight, we're pretty quiet, dry with a few clouds. And then you start to see a little bit of some nicer weather. 70s showing up across the board. I'm going to bring this full screen because it's just easier to talk when I'm full screen with the graphics. Let me pull that up for you. Okay. Full screen, you can see temperatures in the 70s by about 9:30. So I know some people might be getting up early. The Junior League of Tampa is having their big holiday market. I know Denis previewed it here yesterday in some of the booths and the events. I'm actually going to show up if I can. Wake up early enough tomorrow. I do have to work, and you'll see me here again on DPL, but maybe you'll see me walking around buying some Christmas presents for my family. If you guys have ever been in and bought some nice things, let me know in the chat too. Hello, Kelly from Largo. Emily, where's your man? I don't know, but he ain't here. It's me today. That's okay, though. Randy, yeah, it definitely takes me a while to adjust. Hello, Michelle from St. Pete. I love St. Pete. You can see, though, as we get to the afternoon tomorrow, we see temperatures back again into the upper 70s. And here you can notice a few showers. There's a chance over the next 2 days that we could see a couple sprinkles pass through the area. But Saturday is going to look a lot like Friday. Temperatures are just going to be a bit warmer, mid-80s. I will say on Saturday, my cousin Brooke, she plays for FSU's hockey team. They are D2 women's hockey, and they're playing the University of Florida women's club hockey team out at Advent Center Ice out in Wesley Chapel. I'll be at that game. If any of you guys are going, it's a rivalry. It'll be fun, and we love to support our women's hockey team. My cousin looks not like me at all. She's got long blonde hair, but I will be there to support that. Is that cloud cover or fog on the map? It is cloud cover, but I will say there is the chance to see fog both Saturday and Sunday night because of the cold front that's going to move through. Temperatures are going to drop so dramatically that we will likely get a little bit of some fog in there. Now, we're going to go on a temperature roller coaster this weekend, and temperatures are going to be nice, though. Maybe 85 for Saturday, 83 Sunday, cloudy skies. And Doza says FSU always, I know Greg and Jason are FSU grads. Of course, I didn't go to a Florida school, but I still am looking who to push me either way. One of my cousins is at FSU, and my other cousin just graduated from Florida. So a little bit going on of either or. And yeah, but we're all talking about the cold. That's why I had to bring it full screen. If you are going anywhere outside the state of Florida next week, I am sorry. I know Melissa just said, does the cold reach the Keys? I think that we could see maybe the Keys in the morning, maybe in the 50s or 60s, but low 60s, if anything. I think upper 50s are possible. I mean, is it going to last? Not as dramatically as it will everywhere else, but I mean, even my hometown of Raleigh-Durham have the potential to see wind chills on Tuesday morning in the mid-20s. That just sounds painful, to say the least. I like a little bit of cold, but there's a reason I moved to Florida, to get away from temperatures like this. But we all know it doesn't last. I got some hoodies and some sweaters that have been collecting dust that I think would like to come back out and come back in. Now here's a look as we get into the rest of the pattern. Now highs are not going to be as cold as the lows, but it's going to be windy these days too. On Monday and Tuesday, we could see gusts up to 30 miles per hour, so cold and blustery. Not the best combo out there. You'll see though highs. This is one of the model runs, so this isn't exactly what we're forecasting. We're forecasting a little bit warmer than this, but the models are dipping now Tuesday's high to almost 61. I think Mother Nature forgot this is Florida. If we have highs of 61, it's not really until, you guys know, until December. It's really cold. But yeah, other than that, we just really aren't seeing a whole lot out there. Now, we can take a look at the tropics too. And I'm going to make it brief because there's really not a whole lot to talk about in terms of the tropics. I mean, look, it's quiet. The water's starting to get much cooler. Traditionally, if we see anything in the tropics this time of year, it's closer to Central America. But even then, it's after Melissa, the waters have really cooled down and a lot of the pattern just does not seem to go that way. Hello, Allison from East Lake of Palm Harbor. Kurt, when's that cold front hitting? Well, look at that 7-day right here. You can see Monday into Tuesday. That's when the temperatures are going back down. Now, thank you, Carol. I was just about to say it is time for a break. So I will be right back with you guys and we can go over a little bit more of the cold. We can talk some questions and I got a special shout out for you. All right, guys, listen with a laugh. No warm weather for December. I just am not a fan of the cold after. So I'll tell you guys a funny story. When I got my first TV job in Kentucky, I really never had seen a whole lot of snow. I mean, maybe I'd gone to the West Coast, to the mountains, but like in North Carolina where I'm from, maybe it snowed once or twice a year. Well, I remember showing up to my first apartment in Kentucky. It was December and it snowed like 3 inches and it was 30 degrees and windy and I carried my couch up 3 flights of stairs in the cold and thought, Mom, this is really cold. I don't think I could do this. And then after I accepted a job in Maryland and everyone thought, you hate the cold. But Maryland climatologically was warmer than Kentucky, but then I made it to Florida. I'm here now and I can escape the cold as much as I want, at least for now. It may have followed me. I'm sorry if you guys think it followed me because I'm starting to think it did. And also quiet tropics, but we can take the quiet tropics. Let's see how much we have longer in the break. We have about 10 seconds. Hold on, let me take a sip of this water. Alrighty. Almost back from break. This is the right mouse. Let's go back. Alrighty. We are back for the next little part of DPL. Hey guys, meteorologist Allie Blake here. I didn't really get to finish the 7 days, so I am going to go over it real quickly and then we can start to talk over a few things. And then I'm going to put back the camera that has a stadium because ever since those fireworks went off, I'm now on firework watch. But also I'm going to answer a few questions in there. Someone asked how tall I am. That is a very interesting question. I'm going to stand and maybe you guys can give a little guess. I will say I am 5'5" on a good day. So today I'm probably 5'4", but that's okay. Some days I feel like I'm a little taller and shorter. Cassie grew up in Montgomery County, Maryland. Moco, hello. I do love Maryland. A piece of my heart will always be in Maryland. We'll take cold air over hurricane. Yes, we will. Let me go over that 7-day real quick because I did not get to do that and I got to give you guys some justice. That would be wrong of me to not do so. So the 7-day shows you guys temperatures into the 80s this weekend. If you're going to maybe the theme parks or any other festivities, getting ready for the holiday season, or maybe you're going to Las Vegas with Denis, well, you won't see temperatures like this, but it's going to be pretty nice here. We'll eventually see that drop into the upper 60s for Monday. And then, ooh, those morning lows on Tuesday and Wednesday are going to be cold. Just remind yourself that we could see some frost and some freeze. If we get any warnings or advisories, you know we will share them here with you guys right on air or even online, social media. Again, you can follow me, Greg, Dennis, Shay, the rest of the team. We will give you guys all the updates as necessary. Temperatures also will be into the mid 70s as we get to Wednesday and Thursday. So we eventually will start to warm back up. It just is going to take a little bit, and sometimes that's just what happens for this time. I'm going to get me out right now of the full screen because I do want to talk about some other things, and I'm going to adjust some things here. But I'm also going to answer some questions from you guys. Let's see what we got in here. Seth said, how am I doing on a Thursday night? I'm doing great. It's been a good time to hang out with you guys. I love DPL. Allison said chilly temperatures are okay, but not thrilled about really cold. That's how I feel. A little chill in the air. Oh, that's cute. Big cool down. Ooh, I'm okay with that. Silver Spring is where you grew up. Team 5-4. Yes, ma'am, Miss Julie. Ryan grew up in Minnesota. You are meant for the cold there, Ryan. I wonder, was it tough for you to adjust when you got here? Because I feel like that would be tough for me. So one thing I do want to share with you guys, and selfishly because it's my day on DPL, I can. But today is my dog Lexi's birthday, and I know I do the pics with her. I will show tomorrow her Bucks pic in my version of DPL, but Lexi turns 3 today. I got her when I was in Maryland and I'd first moved there. She's truly my soul dog. I love this dog more than I love almost anything in life. Since she is now 3, which is 21 in dog years, I got her a dog beer. It is non-alcoholic, just in case you're curious. I would never give my dog any alcohol, and it's chicken broth. Later tonight I'm going to give it to her to try during my dinner break. I hope she likes it. I have a friend who told me she got her dog this and they did not like it, but I got it from a local vendor here in Tampa when I was out at the Mezzo Market, and I want to make sure they get their shout out. But yes, this is my dog Lexi. So everyone, if you can, say happy birthday to Lexi in the chat, or I'll cry. I'm just kidding, I won't. But she deserves all the love that she can get. Maybe one day I'll bring her in for DPL. She would absolutely love it, but I'll definitely show you guys that video. Let me get back to me in the studio though. And we will probably head soon into our next break. But let me get me back up on the screen. Let's see how people are doing in the chat. Carol, yes, the dog beer. Cassie, yes, I saw it when I was at this market and thought, I have to get this for my dog because she's my world. I celebrate all of her birthdays just as I do my own. I know that might sound silly to some, but I feel like sometimes they're in the world, not everything is all sunshines and rainbows. At least that's what my mom would say. So I tried to add some fun in whenever I can. Kevin says I ought to try that dog beer. Maybe I'll taste it. Okay, maybe I won't. I feel like I'd be scared to taste it. Thanks, Kelly. Happy birthday, Lexi, from Kim. Also, thank you, Lisa. I am going to go into the next break. So for those watching at home, we are going to go to break and we will be right back. All right, let's go to the chat and see how you guys are doing. Thank you, Maria. I feel like I'm finally getting into the groove of this so I can breathe. Happy 3rd birthday, Lexi from Clearwater. Thank you, Debbie. I will say, Debbie, I went for a walk today in Clearwater, not with Lexi, but I found 10 sand dollars on North Clearwater Beach at low tide. I am a big sheller. I'm gonna bring in my shells. Maybe I'll bring them in tomorrow to show you guys. I found some cool things. I actually want to try to make some Christmas ornaments. I bought a small pink Christmas tree, and I think I want to make a shell tree with it. David, does my dog love beach swimming? So actually she was scared of the water, but I brought her to Picnic Island and I threw the ball in and she ran after it and then got in the water and was frozen and wouldn't move. But then she started running around and thought it was fun. It was fun until I realized I didn't bring a towel with me and she was sandy and wet and I had to still drive home. So I do want to bring her to the beach eventually, but I need to be with a bath appointment right after, or not necessarily a bath appointment, but my tub in my apartment is kind of small and not easy to maneuver. Thank you, Marcia, for saying happy birthday. If you can get a dog pup cup, why not? Exactly, Chuck. Lexi gets lots of pup cups, so the Dunkin' near my house, they know her. They know her very well. They need to, let's see what else we got. Hopefully left the sand dollars outside. They need to dry. You know, I don't feel like they smell. The last time I got sand dollars, I didn't, but maybe should I leave them outside? Interesting. Hi, Jack. Oh my gosh, a gust of 58 miles per hour in Maryland. That's really windy, to say the least. Wow, the wind was howling. I hope all the leaves didn't fall off the trees. I'm sure the leaves in Maryland right now are absolutely gorgeous. Hi, Jesse. Yes, I know, Jim is leaving my old station. I love Jim. It makes me sad. Lexington, Kentucky will always hold a special place in my heart. And hopefully maybe I can come back and visit soon. Yay, Lexi. Ryan wanted to know what's Lexi's favorite treat? Let's see, are we back on air yet? The number seems like it's frozen. I don't know if break ended yet. I am watching the time too. We have a little bit left, but I think we're okay. All right, we'll just keep on going, talking. We're just gonna answer some questions as we get to the end. We have about 3-ish minutes left, and if you have any weather questions, if you have any life questions, feel free to ask me here. Or if you want to tell me a story, you know, I love to talk to you guys at home as we get ready for the cooler weather. But yes, I am. Hello, Carol. But yes, 58 miles per hour, wow. Hello, Miss Stella from Wren. Thank you for telling happy birthday to Miss Lexi. I am on air, Pat. Okay, thank you. I was starting to get worried because my little timer over here froze, but that's good to know. Because if not, they'll maybe will kick me off again. I'm just kidding. I will be back tomorrow regardless of how I do today. But do I go on shelling trips? So I have gone lately, I call them my mental shelf walks, where I just go by myself, usually for about an hour or two in the morning, or I go after work. And I just go walk around, and I take usually a plastic bag from Publix, and I just look around and I find my shells. And people always ask, do you look for anything in particular? I look for things that I think are pretty cool. I really, just anything bright and vibrant, I will get and I'll put away, and that's what I like. Now we are reaching part of the last 50 seconds of DPL. I want to thank you guys all again for being here and joining me tonight. I hope you got a little bit of some weather info. You had fun with me, Allie Blake. You know, Dennis gave me the ropes, and I hope I held on to them tight enough. We had fun. At least I had fun with you guys here. The lightning played tonight, and it was really cool to see those fireworks again on the screen for that touchdown from the Bulls. I want to thank you guys all for joining us here tonight. We will be back again tomorrow with the latest on the weather. I'll go a little bit more into the weekend. If you guys have any events you want me to talk about too, I can maybe make a little bit more of a personalized forecast for you. But we are definitely enjoying what's going on here. And yeah, I want to thank you guys all for being here because I had so much fun. And thank you guys. We will have